Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins. Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. I wanted to share a story with you that I was reading today. Basically, this is from Markets Insider, and they found basically that investors are worried. They're more worried than ever that a major recession or market crash is right around the corner. And what they're saying here is that investors are growing increasingly worried about market volatility, fearing that it means a downturn is ahead, according to a recent survey by Allianz Life. While the S&P 500 has soared to new highs and bonds have rallied, there have been rocky days in financial markets as drivers like the U.S.-China trade war hang over U.S. stocks. Investors should heed professional advice to avoid panicking and doing the wrong things with investments, says Kelly Levine, Vice President of Advanced Markets at Allianz Life. So what they're saying pretty much in this article, which you can feel free to look up on Markets Insider, is that half of the people that they surveyed actually fear that there's a recession coming, which is actually an uptick in terms of concern that they've seen before. They're measuring basically what might be considered investor confidence or consumer confidence, even, well, which isn't quite the same thing. Consumer confidence is more so confidence among people that are going to buy products and support businesses, things like that. When the consumers are less confident, you tend to see price declines in markets. You tend to see problems where companies can't depend on consumers to come through for them, right? Well, here you're seeing investors kind of worry a little bit where there's uncertainty. And when there's uncertainty, you tend to see prices drop because risk goes up. When risk goes up, then the factors that determine the stock price basically lead to lower prices. Let's just say that. Now, one of the things they mentioned here that I think is interesting is they said that this expansion might be a bubble waiting to burst. It's actually the longest expansion on record. It's continued over 10 years. They say while longevity is not what ends economic expansions, consumer sentiment can definitely factor into market performance long term. So, if you believe what goes up must come down, then you're going to expect to see a crash. You're going to expect to see not even a crash, a correction. Hopefully, it'll just be a correction, not so much a devastating crash. I agree with that. I think that this expansion is a little bit scary because it's been going on and on and on and on and on, and it won't stop, and the market keeps going up and up and up. And I'm just sitting here thinking, ooh, what's this going to look like when the world comes to its senses, or if the fragile economy, which is heavily driven by consumer spending and massive amounts of debt. I think our debt levels as a society have actually peaked out. I think 70 trillion in debt. If you add up, the government debt and consumer debt and everything else, it's an insane amount of money, and it does create some fragility. And you have a lot of what is referred to as quantitative easing by the Fed, where the Fed has been basically relaxing monetary policy in a specific way, which has propped up stock prices quite a bit. I don't know if this necessarily is sort of damning for long-term investment prospects. I'm still an investor. I'm still an investor because even if I lost half of what I've put in, at least I'll have something to show for it. I mean, what else am I going to do with my money? Spend it? Maybe I could put it into other investments, which I do, right? Natural diversification into, small businesses that you participate in, or maybe it's real estate, so that you spread your money out. But at the end of the day, you can't hide. You can't run from a global crash. I mean, a global economic downturn is going to affect damn near everything. So, there are some factors that are out there, major risk factors. There are things affecting investor confidence. There are people that do believe that a recession or problems could be right around the corner. You also saw even little interesting things happen, like a lot of people wonder what this earnings season is going to look like, especially after Netflix came in with what was kind of considered to be an historic earnings report, where they literally came in way below expectations for new subscriber growth. And a lot of people are wondering, okay, is this specific to Netflix, or is this an indicator of of the broader tech sector, or is this an indicator of the economy at large? Is this an indicator of short-term issues for Netflix or longer-term issues, right? Like so, switching gears a little bit here, just telling you like sort of how the mystery kind of works when you're analyzing stocks is that when bad news comes, you're not sure if it's a cold or if the company has pneumonia. You're also not sure if it's a cold that specifically affects the company, or if it's some sort of virus that affects other companies in the same sector. You don't know what this means. Like, what does this mean that Netflix came in so short of expectations? Only time will tell. In fact, speaking of Netflix, Netflix, I know they just increased their prices. Some people wonder if that played a part. But also Disney Plus is coming in. They're getting all these new competitors who are going to actually offer lower prices than Netflix. So Netflix will probably have to drop their prices to match what the competition's doing, which is going to just broadside their revenues, right? It's going to body slam their monthly recurring revenue. So it's going to be interesting to watch how that plays out, because Disney's kind of messing up the game by basically planning to lose money for 4 years just so they can gain market share. So that's going to be fascinating to watch. But anyway, these are some of my thoughts as I look at what's going on with the economy. As usual, my general reaction is just be consistent, do what you've been doing. I don't think there's anything major to change around. But again, I'm not here to give you investment advice. I'm just here to give you some market insights based on what I'm reading and what I'm seeing. So I hope that helps some of you guys. Feel free to leave your comments and questions. Make sure you subscribe. Also, please hit the thumbs up button. And if you want to learn to buy your first share of stock and you haven't done that yet, please visit blackmoney100.com, blackmoney100.com. There's a free training on there on how to buy your first share of stock. And I'll be doing an investing seminar, an all-day long investing seminar in Chicago, July 28th. You can go to drboycechicago.com. The next month is Los Angeles, drboycelosangeles.com. And then there's the All Black National Convention in September in Houston. That's allblacknationalconvention.com. So we have a lot of stuff planned out, and I look forward to meeting all of you in person. I'll see you soon. Take care. Have a good day. Be good.